All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. Last time, oh yeah, that's right. Hello, Void Dweller. Hello, Zarmakas. Last time, hello, Oe. Last time, Kano finally resolved his issues with his soon-to-be father-in-law, and that was really great. So you could tell we're getting into the latter half of the game. Jin-chan, woo! You can tell we're getting into the latter half of the game based on the fact that plot points are beginning to resolve. The mystery of Kanan and why she's so badass and why Maria is so badass. Like, it feels like we're just on the cusp of it. God. Ugh. I could just, so frustrating that we're so close. I gotta say, if the Cane Man is not Toteno, I will be really shocked. That's gonna be just a huge shock to me. I can't imagine him being anyone else. Okay, so yeah, last time Kano, yeah, he did it. Oh, that's okay, Void Dweller, I understand. Oh, yeah, we got, for some reason, Achi's again ended halfway through. We got to his where actually he got to meet Stanley, and Stanley's gonna join his party now. And like, so where should we who should we look up on now? I'll ask y'all. Kano, Minorikawa, or Osawa? What about Caveman away? Did I say that or something, or? So yeah, who do y'all want? Osawa? Yeah, I thought so. Let's get to Osawa.
I don't want to know how people feel. All I want to know is what viruses feel. I prefer viruses because they make no move to encroach upon me on the other side of my microscope. They leave me free to let my thoughts wander as I wish.
Totally fine, Ji-chan.
And while it may be true to say I understand viruses, I've never been able to understand my fellow humans. I don't know them. I don't know a single fundamental thing about them.
With Tanaka dead, trying to use the backup passwords for the fingerprint scanner had become a hopeless endeavor. The only remaining means of getting entry to the storage area was to issue an emergency unlock request to the electronic lock manufacturer. And in order to do that, they needed approval from the 6 members of the board of directors. Damn! They gotta go seek approval from the High Council, eh? I mean, not to be super dark, but they could, like, chop off one of his fingers and bring it over for the fingerprint scanner. If it's really something this important to, like, national security. Returning to his study, Osawa called Makino's personal cell phone.
What is it?
Makino said gruffly as soon as he picked up. Osawa informed him of the situation, including Tanaka's death, and the fact that Maria was infected. The news left Makino at a loss for words.
Please,
Osawa begged.
you need to hold an emergency board meeting.
Makino was silent for a few moments.
I'm afraid I can't do that. Why not? Are you just going to sit by and let my daughter die?
Osawa raged.
And not just her. If Maria goes symptomatic.
If Maria goes symptomatic. That was still only an if, but Osawa was reluctant to put his fears into words.
If she goes symptomatic, the UA virus will sweep through all of Tokyo. I realize that,
Makino replied.
but one of the board members is overseas on business.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm not laughing in this dramatic scene, but I just like the idea of that. It's like... oh my god.
It's like, I know we have to save the world, but he really wants to finish his golf game, and he has to see a movie at 5, and he's been looking really forward to it. So I'm afraid we can't get it.
Oh my god. Oh god, that's just... I mean, he was blown up in a car, right? So I imagine some of him is in pieces.
Hold a meeting is impossible.
Despite the gravity of this situation, he sounded astoundingly nonchalant. Osawa couldn't back down now.
There must be some other option. Like a web conference or something. Use Zoom. That doesn't help us if we can't get in touch with him.
Makino huffed. Oh. Okay. He got kidnapped himself.
He went missing a few days ago in the middle of his business trip.
Then fire him posthumously for a bit. It's an emergency. The head of Okoshi Pharmaceuticals' New York branch has been missing since April 25th, 9 p.m. local time. There have been no demands for a ransom, and so the New York Police Department is investigating the possibility of some other form of foul play. Osawa was almost too appalled to be angry.
That's the most ridiculous lie I've ever heard. Would you like to speak to my on-site contact if you don't believe me?
This was like arguing with a child. If Makino was deliberately working against him, he'd never know if this disappearance was real or not.
In that case, could you please appoint a representative instead?
Osawa pleaded.
Selecting a representative is a complicated process. Even if we started right now, it would take until sometime tomorrow afternoon to complete.
Tomorrow afternoon. By then it would be too late for any of this to matter.
Sir, can't you see how absurd the things you're saying are? What would you have me do?
Makino barked.
These are the realities of corporate politics. I understand, sir. You will do nothing for my daughter. That's what you're saying. That's not what I'm saying,
Makino replied.
Look, I'll see what I can do to appoint a representative more quickly.
He hung up. His tone has suggested that waiting for an appointee wouldn't be a terribly hopeful prospect.
I have no more allies.
Oh, so I thought.
All I have left now are foes.
I think it might be B, but I want to see what happens if we do A. He couldn't count on anyone anymore. Osawa was just gonna have to get the antiviral by himself. Tanaka might be dead, but there still must be some way to get that lock open. Taking extra care to avoid the notice of detectives, Osawa snuck out of the house and headed for the garage. Oh, that was the right choice? Or maybe, who knows, but I got a keep out of it right away. Okay, that was quite fast.
It's time for justice! You look tired, sir. Yeah, I guess so.
His reply was barely audible. The taxi stopped outside of Heaven Publishing. Minorikawa left a 1,000 yen bill on the seat and exited the cab. Damn, that's $100, isn't it? Or no, 10,000 yen would be $100 though. I think that's $10. It should be, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I can't calculate right now. He was stumbling his way toward the building when someone called out to him. Mr. Minorikawa! I don't know who this is.
Huh?
Oh! Alright, okay. I swear, if you fucking make me... It's gonna make me jump, isn't it? You know what? We've had less than 2 sentences with Minorikawa, so... I guess, yeah, okay. It's not too bad jumping back since I just did Osawa. For a moment, Minorikawa didn't recognize the man, but it was Kenji Osawa. Yeah, let's just do it. Just do it. Fine. Let's go. We're actually doing Osawa after all. Jeez. I knew he would get Minorikawa to help him. As he was driving past Aoyama, Osawa spotted a man he recognized walking along. He pulled alongside him and called out through the window.
Mr. Minorikawa. Oh, Mr. Osawa. Sorry, but I haven't been able to look into that thing you asked about yet. I see. That's quite all right.
The business with I and Tanaka could wait until later. Right now, he needed to focus on protecting Shibuya. If he didn't get his hands on that antiviral.
You're caught up in something big, aren't you? How do you know that? Because I'm Minoru Minorikawa, the greatest reporter that ever lived. Ha ha!
Well, the man's egotism had some justification. Maybe he didn't know the details, but he could clearly had some inkling about Osawa's situation. Something clicked in Osawa's mind. He was up against the wall. Okoshi Pharmaceutical had just told him they were going to let Maria die. He was past the point where he could resolve this peaceably, but he was not going to give up without a fight. When it came time, Osawa was sure this man could help him.
Well, that's made this simpler, I guess. Get in. I'll tell you everything.
Minorikawa thought for a moment, then got into the passenger seat. As he drove to the lab, Osawa filled Minorikawa in on all the details. The reporter listened intently, occasionally interrupting to ask a question.
So, how are you planning on getting your hands on the antiviral?
He asked when Osawa had finished.
I'm not sure. I figured I'd think of something after I got there.
Minorikawa let out a nasal chuckle.
Just improvising, huh? I like your style. Oh well, I'll back you up. At least I know I found my way into something important.
Time for a raid on the lab. They pulled up outside the lab and the two men got out of the car. I mean, getting into the DNA storage facility is not the building itself is not that big of a deal. Usually it's mainly the getting past the key card lock that's going to be his biggest issue. And does he have a way to transport the antiviral? Like, is it in a sample ready for human injection? Like, is it properly diluted and everything? So then again, this is probably like, because I can't imagine the antiviral itself is dangerous. So they probably doesn't have too much BSL on the antiviral, but I don't know. I'm rambling, sorry. They pulled out outside the lab and the two men got out of the car. Oh god, jeez. What the? Ah, fucking hell. Wait, why are they?
We didn't even do anything yet! Ha ha!
Immediately, a team of security guards burst off through the gate and forced Osawa to the ground. He didn't even try to steal it yet!
Hey!
Minorikawa protested.
What the hell is this?
The guards had grabbed him as well.
Unhand me!
He fucking works there!
I'm Kenji Osawa. This is my lab! Mr. Osawa!
Minorikawa shouted.
What the hell is going on here?
But Osawa was just as confused. Oh, it's Evil McEvilton. He looked up to see Makino standing before him.
Sir, tell these thugs to let me go.
But Makino just frowned silently down at him.
So, not only will you not help me, you're actively getting in my way.
Osawa glared up at his boss.
Maria's life, no, countless human lives are at risk.
And there's nothing that you alone can do about that. That's what I need you to understand. Makino gave a signal to the guards, who proceeded to drag Osawa away. Oh, he's showing his true colors. The scientist writhed with despair at his own impotence. Oh, come on! Damn, this is a complicated ass bad end. Jeez. In the end, it didn't even matter.
In the end, there was nothing I could do.
Damn, this was a complicated bad end. Jeez. God. I have to give them credit for hiding this in a bad end. They made you do so much to get this far to make it really look like this is the way you're supposed to go. it was a choice that didn't automatically lead to a bad end. You had to jump to it from someone else's perspective. Like, crazy, absolutely crazy. Like, damn. Like, what the actual fuck? They even, like, do the whole jumping thing here and everything. You know what? Let me see what happens on Minoru Kawa's side.
Ah, Mr. Osawa. Sorry, but I haven't been able to look into that thing you asked about yet. I see. That's quite all right.
Osawa looked pale and haggard. Minoru Kawa's reporter senses started tingling.
Reporter senses! Tingling! This guy is the key to something.
He recalled what he'd heard the detective and his buddy talking about back at the scene of the explosion.
Roughly 8 hours ago, they infected Maria Osawa with the UA virus. If we don't administer Kenji Osawa's antiviral before she develops symptoms... You're caught up in something big, aren't you? How do you know that? Because! Ha ha!
The reporter said simply.
I'm Minoru Kawa, greatest reporter that ever lived.
Osawa rolled his eyes.
Well, that'll make this simpler, I guess. Get in. I'll tell you everything.
Minoru Kawa hesitated. This might be his big chance to land a beyond incredible scoop. Yet it felt like it was too late to matter. Still landing a major story, selling out an issue of Forged Argonauta Gossip, putting Heaven Publishing on the road to solvency. On the road to Solvency City. All that was the least he could do in Toyama's memory. Oh yeah, he still thinks Toyama is dead.
You don't drop a story until you have what you need.
Maybe it was too late to save Toyama. But Minoru Kawa got in the car. Osawa's tale was beyond anything Minoru Kawa had imagined.
So, they sent you threatening emails. Devise a plan to kidnap your daughter in order to get the antiviral. And now that that's failed, they're turning to bioterrorism. Ha ha!
Finally, Minoru Kawa was able to flesh out the story beyond the conversation he'd overheard earlier. As he did, he could feel a growing sense of exhilaration.
So basically, they're now effectively holding all the people in Shibuya hostage and demanding the antiviral. Is that it?
Before Osawa could answer, a new idea occurred to Minoru Kawa.
Wait, hold on! Why didn't they just start by holding the whole city hostage? Why did they need to go through all the trouble of kidnapping your daughter? I don't know.
Osawa said, shaking his head.
Perhaps they wanted the ransom money.
That's not true. Yeah, that is a big question. Why would they? Maybe I think it's probably because one of their own people got infected by accident, and they want to cure them.
For a mere 50 million yen? That's chump change, baby. I can't imagine international terrorists bothering for that much. You can't know how terrorists think.
Osawa spat. Hello, Zaramigas. Welcome to the stream.
Let's just assume, though. Could there be some other reason they abducted your daughter? Well, she is very badass.
Osawa didn't reply. He was probably too preoccupied with finding a way to save his infected daughter to think about anything else. Still, something about the course of events didn't quite add up to Minoru Kawa. Oh, sorry about that. You're right. Oh, that's nice. They have the signs in English as well as Japanese, so if you are a foreigner, you can actually know where you're going. But whatever the case, if the criminals were after the antiviral, then sticking with Osawa ought to bring him closer to the truth. Oh, I know how that feels, Ji-chan, but you don't deserve it. You're too awesome. Minorikawa was still mulling that over when they arrived at the laboratory. And they even wrote, like, completely different dialogue for Minorikawa. The two men hopped out of the car and were immediately rushed by the pair of security guards to do them in a matter of moments.
Hey! Haha!
Minorikawa protested.
What the hell is this? Unhand me.
Osawa yelled.
I'm Kenji Osawa. This is my lab.
But evidently that didn't matter to the guards. Another man emerged from the building. Oh, that's right. I gave Makino the Sean Connery voice. Oh, yeah. He and Osawa exchanged a few brief words. Judging from the tone of the conversation, this was someone who outranked Osawa at the company.
Take him away.
As the newcomer looked on, the guards dragged Osawa into the building.
Hey! Ha ha ha!
Minoriko shouted at the man as he began to walk away.
Don't you know what's going to happen to Shibuya? Don't you care? If you just stand by and let the people of this city die, Okoshi Pharmaceutical is going to be held responsible.
And then he'll be like,
I don't care.
Or like,
I don't care. Okoshi Pharmaceutical's fate is of no importance to me.
or something like that, I bet. He'll probably just cut and run. The man stopped in his tracks.
And if that happens, you'll be ruined personally, too.
Minorikawa added.
You know I'm right. That will be up for the police to decide. And I do give such generous contributions to them. I wonder if they will look the other way. You bastard! You're gonna regret this. Don't be a fool!
Minorikawa's resolve was unwavering. His pen would mete out justice! He might have come close to forgetting what it once stood for, but now the old fire was back. Oh, we're getting an extended version of this. I'm so glad I went this way too.
I see. This isn't something to leave unchecked.
The man gestured with his jaw.
Take him as well. Huh?
More security guards surrounded Minorikawa.
Hey! Stop it! Let me go!
But though he struggled fiercely, there was no escape. Once he was dragged through the laboratory doors, Minorikawa never wrote another article again. Whoa! That is dark as fuck. Well, at least we know, like, freaking Makino is pure fucking evil. Damn. I gotta say, like, getting a bad end, I am totally fine with. This was so cool. Yeah, we know what to do. But, see, with the way the story, it's just, the jumps are just, you know, the thing that bothers me. But getting a bad end or being kept out, totally fine. But that was really interesting. I think we learned something from that bad end. Like, look at this. It's a whole separate branching chain of events right here. That's insane. Still, he'd just have to take Makino at his word. Right now, that was his only course of action. Osawa sat down in front of his computer and quietly closed his eyes.
If only I could go to sleep and wake up tomorrow morning and find all of this resolved. All I'm asking for is a miracle.
Sorry. But he knew reality would never be so kind. He could hold his eyes shut as long as he wanted, and it wouldn't make this hopeless situation go away. He felt the anxiety welling up inside him, until it seemed like he was going to explode. Needing a distraction from his helplessness, Osawa opened up Ayanet. He knew this was mere escapism, but he couldn't just sit and do nothing while waiting for Kano to call back. He posted a new topic with the title, Aya Fortune Teller.
I tried the Eye of Fortune Teller. My results basically said I was a bad person who can't connect to the people around me.
God, that's slow. You type really slow, Osawa.
And you know what? That's exactly right.
Does he type one letter at a time with
I'm only interested in my own little world. That's probably why my wife and assistant at work got so fed up with me. It's the same with my two daughters. What sort of things are they interested in? Do they have a lot of friends? What are their aspirations for the future? I don't know any of these things.
Yes, Chuchan. You know what also gets me upset? Is a certain type of pasta that I can't believe I'm thinking of now.
It never even occurred to me to find out. I'm such a terrible father.
So his fingers ceased their tapping on the keyboard as he thought back to when Miss Maria and Atomi were younger. Daddy, Daddy! The two girls would follow him around like a pair of puppies. Their father was their everything. That much was clear by looking at their faces. He'd felt a ticklish giddiness at having his girls cling to him so. He'd never felt anything like it in his life. Oh my god. But there were times when he also found it tiresome.
I'm sick of being the person I am. There's nothing I can do about that, though. I'm sure it's far too late for me to change.
Damn. This seems more like a blog post than a forum post. But he poured out all his negative emotions into his post. It felt like a stream of consciousness drivel, but he didn't hesitate to write it down all the same. He wanted other people to know what a miserable excuse for a human being he was. At last, when he couldn't think of anything else to add, he posted his bitter confession to the forum. He was staring numbly at the monitor when he heard a furious shout from the next room. You have got to be kidding me. It was Kajiwara. Yay, I got it right. Oh God, Sarvegas! And Osawa had never heard him so angry. Osawa headed into the living room and found Kajiwara embroiled in a vehement argument with the other detectives. I don't care what HQ's policy is. I will not just go quietly along with this. Kajiwara had already screamed himself red in the face. You're out of line, snapped one MPD detective. Kichi Sawatari, with the Metropolitan Police Department's first criminal investigation section, otherwise known as the KISS. Having heard of Kajiwara's past deeds from friends at the Shibuya precinct, he recommended to his boss that Kajiwara be assigned to the investigation at the Osawa residence. After seeing the detective's interactions with Osawa, he is confident that his recommendation was in the right. However, given the circumstances, he can't help but take a cold stance towards Kajiwara. Hold your tongue. I don't care if I'm out of line. You may have talent, I'll give you that, the other detective said. But you're a precinct detective, and this isn't your jurisdiction. It's not your place to question orders from higher up.
Wait.
Osawa thought.
Kajiwara really is a real detective after all?
I mean, did you think he wasn't? Go on. Explain the situation to Mr. Osawa. Oh. Go on. Explain the situation to Mr. Osawa. Kajiwara bit his lip in frustration at the other detective's order. Very well, he said. Just before he could say any more, Osawa noticed that the police equipment had all been cleared off the table. They're leaving, aren't they?
Hold on,
Osawa said.
What's going on? Has something happened?
Allow me to explain, sir, Kajiwara said. His bitterness showed plainly on his face. Yup, we've been recalled, sir. The MPD has established a security force, headed by members of its Public Security Bureau, to deal with the bioterrorist threat. Because the kidnapping task force had not yet found Maria, and she is infected with the virus, the task force personnel has instead been absorbed into the security force, and will continue their work under its direction. Osawa narrowed his eyes, fighting to keep the confusion from his face.
What do you mean by that?
He was shaking, terrified to have his suspicions confirmed.
I'm truly sorry, sir, for having been unable to help you.
Kajiwara gave a deep and solemn bow.
But, Maria, what's going to happen to Maria?
Another unit has been tasked with bringing your daughter into custody, sir.
That much at least Osawa could process.
You're going to place her under quarantine, aren't you?
Kajiwara's lips stiffened, but he nodded.
In order to minimize the spread of the virus, sir. So I'm told.
No!
Osawa cried.
You can't do that! If you do, there won't be anywhere to save her.
I mean, just have someone go in a biohazard suit to administer the antiviral. His head spun.
Please, I beg of you. You need to get Maria to me. I might be able to save her.
I mean, you should join them. You're an expert on the virus. You should team up with them. When Kajiwara didn't respond, he turned to the other detectives.
Please, don't. You can't place Maria under quarantine.
But the detective's only answer was to avert their eyes.
Why are you all ignoring me? Please, you have to listen. If you bring her to me, I can figure something out. I know I can.
He plunked himself down on the floor, yelling and flailing his arms like a child throwing a tantrum. The detectives exchanged sullen looks with one another, and then walked off and left him there. He knew he must be a sorry sight, but nevertheless he kept them shouting after them.
Please, don't stand by and let my daughter die.
Only Kajiwara remained with him in the living room.
I'm sorry, sir. This was beyond my ability to stop.
He gave another apologetic bow. Osawa felt suddenly deflated.
No. You've done a fine job, Detective Kajiwara. It's me who should be sorry. I made such a disgraceful display of myself.
That's not true, sir. In fact, I'm deeply moved. I can tell how much Maria must mean to you.
Osawa shook his head.
If I'd really been thinking about Maria, I would have made an effort to work with you detectives more. That was all just self-absorbed shouting. A moment of emotional selfishness.
And yet, as a result, you convinced me to stay here with you.
Kajiwara proceeded to pull out his phone and put in a request with the task force headquarters to remain at the Osawa residence. I mean, one person should at least stay protecting him. He's clearly a VIP involved in all this. I'm surprised they would just leave him alone. He got into a heated spat with his commanding officer, but ultimately received permission to stay on as the police liaison with Osawa.
Well,
the detective said when he'd hung up.
You see, there are some people.
Okay, wait, never mind. Oh, that was him saying that. Okay.
You see, there are some people who are legitimately moved by a parental display of emotion, even if I'm not certain that I can do very much in staying here with you.
God, is the cat really that audible to you guys? It's so weird that you can hear the cat who's like very in the background to me, and yet apparently like my voice is really low volume. God, what is up with this microphone? Jeez.
That's not true.
Osawa replied.
There's plenty you can help me with.
He looked into Kajiwara's face and smiled.
For instance?
Let's see. I think this is probably, This seems like to be the right one. All the other ones do seem cute.
You find things that have gone missing.
Ah, like that plane ticket, you mean? Kajiwara gave a bashful smile.
Yes. I've never found it if you hadn't been here, Detective.
Ha ha. Well, like they say, sir, you can never find something when you're looking for it. Then a hint of sadness came to Kajiwara's eyes, and his voice grew quieter. Is this Kajiwara talking? I think so. Or is this Osawa? God damn it.
My daughter. She had this little toy ring that she loved. She lost it in our house somewhere.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, so it was him talking. Fucking hell. Name tags! They do a good job most of the time, but sometimes I can't tell. My daughter. She had this little toy ring that she loved, and she lost it in our house somewhere.
I didn't realize you had a daughter, Detective.
She just started grade school this year.
Oh, really? She must be adorable.
Well, I don't get to see her as much as I'd like. A lonely sort of smile crossed Kajiwara's face. I didn't even realize he was married. He never even hinted that.
Why's that?
Doing this job caused me to neglect my family. Finally, about 2 years ago, my wife hit me with the divorce paperwork.
You spoke too soon, Ji-chan.
I wanted to be able to keep our daughter with me, but, well, the law tends to favor the mother when it comes to custody issues. The detective pulled 2 bars of chocolate from his pocket. Osawa accepted one, but said nothing. The toy ring she lost. I'd bought it for her as a birthday present. She loved it so much, she cried and cried when it was gone. I looked all over for it. The detective bit into his own chocolate bar with a soft snap. So then later, this toy ring, I found it after my wife took our daughter away. And do you know where it was? Osawa shook his head slightly. Under my daughter's mattress. Fell out when the bed was being taken out of her room. Isn't that funny? That was somewhere I never would have found if she'd stayed.
Y'all never changed the bed sheets? For that many years, really? Damn. Another sad smile came to Kajiwara's face before he went on.
I guess there wasn't much point, though, finding it after she was already gone.
The man had lost his daughter. Osawa couldn't help but sympathize. Here was someone he could really talk to. He was sure of that much now.
Detective? I apologize. I've kept things from you because I was worried that they involved classified corporate information.
Oh? Kajiwara's eyes glimmered with interest.
Earlier today I received some emails. They could be pertinent to the case.
Would you mind letting me see them, sir? Osawa shook his head.
On the contrary.
Back in front of his computer, Osawa saw that IONET was still open. Pretty Honey had responded to his forum post. Oh, this is a tough one. God damn it, I want to read what he said.
One moment. Just let me read this.
Osawa read the response.
I got that same result. Do you really think it's too late? Don't give up hope. Hang in there.
It's never too late. Every family ever shares a
It's never too late. Every family has its share of problems. Like you'll never find one that doesn't, I'm sure.
Good morning, Mystery Theater. Welcome to the stream.
When it comes to family, there's no such thing as game over. So don't let it get you down, Julie.
Oh my god. Julie.
Besides, I did learn one thing from reading your post. In the end, a father's happiness is his daughter's happiness.
Kajiwara peered into the monitor. A young girl is posting to a forum for people 40 and older.
It's Pretty Honey. She always replies to my threads.
Oh my god. The detective furrowed his brow. Come on, why are you so angry? Stop doing your meows. The cat, she's just trying to plan with something. God, sorry about the cat. The detective furrowed his brow. I see, sir.
Is something the matter?
No, that last line there just has me curious is all. A young girl writing something like that. Well, that's neither here nor there right now. Let me see those emails if you would. Osawa opened his email. He pulled out the images of the human testing on the monitor. What is this? Kajiwara stared at the monitor as if unable to look away.
These are images from unauthorized clinical testing of an antiviral drug I developed, carried out by my company without my knowledge.
Images of a... I'm sorry. What was that, sir? The detective frowned at the unfamiliar terminology.
In simple terms, the antiviral is a wonder drug to combat the UA virus.
Hold on. Maria is infected with the UA virus, isn't that right?
Yes, UA is a species of virus discovered in South Africa relatively recently. Roughly 12 hours after infection, patients develop a cough, then a fever, then begin vomiting, and ultimately begin to bleed uncontrollably from all over, resulting in death. The mortality rate is...
Osawa was reluctant to say it. Kajiwara held his breath, waiting.
It's nearly 100%.
Kajiwara shuddered. But wait, he said after a moment. If you have this wonder drug, then Maria. Osawa shook his head.
Without Tanaka, I have no means of getting it out of the lab.
Kajiwara's frown deepened. I see, sir. It may not be much to go on, but I think we can put together at least one piece of our little mystery here.
Really? 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 Come on! I'm not gonna even bother reading this one. Battler would be ashamed of you right now. Game 428 Shibuya Scramble. For feeling the need to define what a mystery is. Like, seriously.
I can't believe this. Something difficult or impossible to explain, an enigma. You've seen plenty of books titled The Mystery of Such and Such or The Secret of Whatever on bookstore shelves, but when you read them, you're invariably disappointed by the mystery not being that mysterious after all. How dare you! Mysteries are amazing. They're the best. They're so badass.
Oh, calm down, honey. Relax. It's just a game.
I know, Beto, but come, look at what this guy said about mysteries.
Oh dear. Relax, it's fine. There's many mysteries in the bedroom we have yet to explore. Many more. And we can always set up a new game board. Would that make you happy, sweetheart?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good. Pardon me one moment. Kajiwara inspected the email address of the sender, A, then brought up the email header. You don't see email addresses like this much. It's seemingly from a foreign country, but that may be fake. It is super easy to fake an email address.
You can tell that just from the email.
The detective flashed a little grin. Take a look here. So if we just do this and then this. His fingers flew over the keyboard, calling up the header details, signaling the receive from field. This set of 4 numbers at the bottom is the sender's IP address. And because it's 2009, I'm not sure if they have NordVPN or ExpressVPN either. Think of it as an ordinary hidden location marker of sorts. Oh, Eblis, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry. As he spoke, the detective pulled up a website called IP Station.
Really? God, that is super immature of me to laugh at that.
He copied and pasted the set of 4 numbers and pressed the enter key. The monitor showed the name of the provider, connection method, and other such details. A vendor that provides an internet connection service. A typical internet connection requires a dedicated line. Customers who do not already have one must make a contract for one with the provider. When the provider establishes your connection to the internet, you are assigned an identifying number called an IP address.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So mail services don't even send the IP address in the header anymore, yeah. Oh wow, Eblis, that is really sweet of you. Oh, hello T, welcome to the stream. What do you have left? I'm curious.
Oh, Sawa couldn't make heads or tails. Most of it was one thing to recite. That is a lot of content to go through, Eblis. Seriously.
Access point Shibuya War Tokyo. The calls are coming from inside Shibuya. God damn it.
Kajiwara went into the email's program options and checked the server info for Osawa's connection. Oh. Deep furrows formed in his forehead. Oh my god. It was probably Tanaka then. Or even his wife who sent that. This is the same provider that you use, Mr. Osawa.
What does that mean?
What kind of internet connection do you have here at your house? Just check Osawa's IP.
What sort? Well, it's plugged in over there, but...
Osawa pointed at the router. And does everyone in your family use that same line?
Yes, I think so.
Oh my god, the calls are literally coming from inside the house. Kajiwara opened up a command prompt and then typed ipconfig. A literal prompt for users to issue computer-controlled commands via keyboard instead of mouse. Also frequently used to refer to the window or program allowing for such. Oh my god, Void Dweller, you don't need to do that. Oh god. Okay, oh yeah, OBS fucked up. Is everything okay with y'all? Did anything get missed? Or... Oh. I guess it was just a hiccup and that YouTube didn't even notice. Okay, good. Okay, so if the same numbers we saw before pop up here, that's a bad sign.
Oh?
Osawa stared at the monitor. Kajiwara pressed enter and a black window covered in white alphanumeric characters appeared.
What the heck?
Oh, what the heck? Kajiwara muttered under his breath.
Wait, what's going on? Explain simply so that I can understand.
Hello, Hollow Mirage, welcome to the stream. Faking an email address is simple enough, but the typical person wouldn't be able to fake an IP. Well, I mean, it's super easy nowadays. You just get a freaking VPN. It's very likely that these emails were sent from another computer inside this house. Osawa had to stifle a gasp. The emails had been sent from his own house at around 11 o'clock that morning. Since Osawa hadn't sent them himself, that left only one possible culprit. Interesting. She was probably sent that from Tanaka. Suddenly his phone rang, nearly startling him out of his seat. Makino's name showed on the incoming call display. I thought it could have been Tanaka since he was there at home as well. He was at their house in the morning too. Osawa quickly picked up.
Is there an update on the emergency board meeting?
He blurted. Makino's voice was quiet and subdued.
I tried pulling whatever strings I could. But to no avail. I'm afraid holding a board meeting today just won't be possible.
Sure you did. Sure you did. Sure you did. You evil bitch. He doesn't give two fucks. The phone fell from Osawa's hand. His only possible means of seeing Maria was now gone. To be continued. Wow. This is a short hour. Damn. That was a super short hour. Oh, it didn't even... What is with this now? Not even getting to the end of the hour to finish. Okay. Looks like, yeah, Minorikawa and... let's see what happens to Minorikawa now. That, now that he's not gonna go there. Time for the real folk blues. Damn.
You look tired, sir. Huh. Yeah. I guess so.
His reply was barely audible. The taxi stopped outside of Heaven Publishing. The trip had taken 10 minutes on the dot.
Thanks.
Minorikawa left a 1,000 yen bill on the seat and exited the cab, which is $10, not 100.
Sir.
The driver called after him. Minorikawa turned back around. Kimizuka was leaning out the window to point at him.
It isn't called work because it's fun, sir. The day will be over soon enough. Just hang in there a little bit longer.
The driver finished with a knowing grin. Minorikawa cracked a ghost of a smile. Maybe his spirits had lifted just a tiny little bit.
Ha ha! Thank you.
He replied.
You're a true friend of the working man.
He waved half-heartedly, then headed into the building. Mr. Mino! Chiaki threw herself at him as soon as he opened the door to the editing office. News of the explosion was playing on the television. Minorikawa marched straight to his desk and opened up his laptop. While it booted up, he tried to get a handle on the current situation.
Where are the folks from the loan company?
He asked. They're here, Chiaki said. I have them walking downstairs.
Do they know Toyama's dead?
I'm sorry. I kinda let that slip.
What about Hana?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard from her since she called earlier. With a tiny sigh, Minorikawa started typing in his laptop. By some miracle, his 6 pages of the copy were nearly wrapped up. Still, he needed to do whatever it took to see the job through to the end. That would serve as his final tribute to Toyama's memory. He loaded his copy into the DTP software in order to see the layout. Bit by bit, actual magazine articles began to take shape. Then the editing department door swung open. Oh my god, it's these two guys again? They're like, are they the only freaking Yakuza in the entire city?
Hey!
Snarled the young man who barged in first. He kicked over a stack of books. Like, they are in for Maria's boss and Toyama. Yes. Bunbun Maru Shibun. He kicked over a stack of books.
How long are you gonna keep us waiting, huh? Honestly, Sagawa, must you be so rowdy?
A middle-aged man stepped in alongside him.
Are you Mr. Minoru Koa then?
He added, his eyes fixed on the journalist. He held out his business card.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Masao Ozu from Takarada Financing.
A black market lending firm that offers loans at an interest rate above what the law allows. Well known for taking whatever steps necessary to collect what's owed. Its business card slogan.
Got bad credit, but you need a loan? Call anytime. 1-800-555-437-EMPIRE. We'll put together a loan that suits your needs.
Offer may not be valid where restricted. Our group takes no responsibility for any debts that may incur or interest that may compound over the next 5 weeks. Void where prohibited.
My deepest sympathies about Mr. Toyama. However, I'm afraid that we need you to give us back the money we loaned.
Despite his polite tone, the threat in his voice was plain.
Look, next month's issue of 4-Star General Gossip is definitely coming out. Could you please wait for a payment until we have the funds from those sales? Ha
Minoru Koa asked. That was exactly what Toyama's plan had been after all.
Well, we certainly aren't monsters. If the magazine's gonna be making you money, we wouldn't mind delaying another month.
You real?
Oh, that's Chiaki. You really mean it? Chiaki chirped.
To clarify, that would be the case. If Toyama was still alive.
Releasing the next issue is all well and good. But with Toyama gone, so is the company. That'll make full repayment of what we're owed impossible, I expect. Then what do you want us to do? Ha ha!
Minoru Koa asked coldly.
How about we just get to the chase?
Growled the younger man, Sagawa.
Dig out your ears and listen up.
Chiaki recoiled in a panic. And Minoru Koa held up an interposing hand.
Knock it off!
He said.
You're scaring the young lady.
A thin smile came to Ozu's face.
All we want to know is where Mr. Toyama's daughter is.
Yeah, that's right.
Sagawa said.
Tell us where the girl is.
No way! Chiaki squeaked in protest. Honest little kid! She didn't have the responsibility to pay back that! Ozu didn't let her finish.
We're aware of that. Nevertheless, we'd still like to know where she is.
Seriously, why would we tell you? The law didn't matter right now. Guys like this still had all sorts of ways of wringing money out of people. It was clear from the looks on their own faces that Ozu and Sagawa had some wicked scheme up their sleeves.
Unless, of course, you would prefer to take on Toyama's debts, Mr. Minoru Koa. You are quite the accomplished reporter, after all. Take on his debts, huh?
Minoru Koa didn't know how much Toyama had borrowed, but it only took one look at these guys to tell him it was no small sum.
How about it?
Ozu asked.
The way you land scoop after scoop, I'm sure you'll be able to repay us in full before you die.
Minoru Koa fiercely returned to his stare. It probably has to be A, but I just want to see what happens if they say B.
Oh, I'll consider it. Could you give me some time?
Oh, wow. That's amazing, OA, and right before I get to play it, too. Chiaki went pale at Minorikawa's response. No, how could you even think about taking their offer? She cried. Sagawa stepped in, drowning her out.
No way. We waited long enough. Give us your answer now. Yes or no. What's it gonna be?
No.
Oh, I thought that was Minorikawa.
No. Let's just calm down.
Ozu chided.
He said that he'd consider it. That's a step in the right direction. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Minorikawa? Yeah, sure. Then I suppose we can wait at least a little while longer.
Minorikawa had hoped to put them off for several days at least, but it didn't look like that was going to happen. The two men from Takarada Financing plunked themselves down on the editing department's sofa. I really like her clothes. Mr. Mino, you're not actually going to take on that debt, are you? Chiaki asked quietly. Oh, quietly. Minorikawa sat at his desk, looking over the copy he'd written.
That's none of your concern,
He said.
What I need to know is, how's your piece on those street interviews coming?
But, I mean, those guys, they said it doesn't matter if the issue comes out or not.
Don't be ridiculous. When a professional agrees to take on a job, they see it through to the end.
Chiaki took his point and scampered to grab the printout of her copy. Minorikawa gave it a quick once-over. He saw immediately that the piece was lacking in structure. He then read the article a second time, checking the finer details. Several off-theme sentences jumped out at him.
This is no good. Rewrite it.
He thrust the printouts back at Chiaki. Yes, sir. She bowed her head and retreated to another desk. The TV was still on. A news broadcaster's voice suddenly broke through the silence, as well as Minorikawa's concentration.
We're live on the scene now, where an explosion in Shibuya has...
Minorikawa gazed blankly at the screen. He found his mind drifting to a particular memory of a Toyama. The door looked like it might fall apart at any moment, but Minorikawa didn't care. He pounded on it as hard as he could. The Toyama nameplate popped off and fell to the floor. It was hard to believe this dilapidated apartment was the home of a newspaper editor who'd worked his way up from reporter.
Hey, Toyama! Get your ass out here!
At the sound of Minorikawa's angry shouting, other tenants on the floor poked their heads out of the room to stare. He paid them no heed, continuing to call out. Eventually, Toyama opened the door, dressed in his sweats and undershirt.
Quiet down, you moron!
He snapped.
Come on in. I hear you tendered your letter of resignation at the paper.
Minorikawa sat cross-legged on the tatami-covered floor.
Tell me why.
Toyama quirked a lopsided grin.
You want to know why I quit, huh? All right, lean in close.
Minorikawa peered at him dubiously.
Huh? Why? I don't want anyone overhearing this.
Resigned, Minorikawa leaned forward and turned his right ear toward Toyama. The man's warm breath against his cheek was pretty unsettling. At first, he had trouble concentrating on Toyama's story. But when the older man got to the crux of the matter, he found himself listening with rapt attention. By the time Toyama finished, Minorikawa was unable to suppress his shock.
You're starting your own publishing company? Not so loud, damn it!
Toyama shoved him with a finger to his lips. He looked around warily, as if there might be spies in his own apartment.
Right, but a publishing company?
Minorikawa said again, more quietly this time.
What are you doing for your distributor account?
Oh god, OBS fucked up again. Oh boy. Did you guys miss anything? Okay, thank you, G-chan. All booksellers were required to use a wholesale distributor to circulate their publications. To do business with such a distributor, a publisher needed a specialized distributor accountant.
They're not going to let a company with no track record open a new account with a distributor. I'm sure you must realize that.
Toyama grinned, a proud gleam in his eyes.
I know. That's why I bought one. You bought one? A ghost account belonging to a publisher that went bankrupt.
Distributor accounts could go for tens of millions of yen. There was no way Toyama could afford that on a severance pay alone. He must have taken out a loan in order to make the purchase, I see. But the publishing industry was in a slump nowadays. People just weren't buying books anymore, and that's not going to change. That's only going to get worse in the future. Starting up a new publishing company was beyond risky endeavor.
And I've already decided on a new name for my company, Minorikawa.
Toyama's face was positively beaming.
Get this, Heaven Publishing. Heaven? That sounds fatalistic. The idea is that the people who work for me will feel like they're in paradise.
For all its... Oh my god, for all its kvetching about Alf keeping quiet, Toyama was now exclaiming pretty loudly himself. You're kvetching everywhere. Kvetching everywhere, jeez. All of this, Meshuggah.
I mean, I can appreciate your willingness to take the risk, but surely your wife must have objections.
Minorikawa said. Toyama fell silent. He went and opened up the refrigerator. Minorikawa took a peek inside. The shelves were mournfully spare, holding little besides beer cans and drinking snacks. Really? Interesting. His wife left him and took the daughter, but his daughter is with him in the present.
The missus left me, took our daughter with her.
Those scant few words painted the picture clearly enough. Damn, we have a lot of people like that in the story. Holy fuck. We have Toyama, we have, damn, I forgot his fucking name. The cop that's with Osawa. Damn, I can't believe I forgot his name. And even Osawa himself. are all like that. Jeez. Oh, no. Osawa's first wife died. Sorry, I thought she left him, but yeah. Okay. Toyama grabbed a can of beer and tossed it to his guest.
But no more sob stories.
He went on. He briskly cracked open his own can of beer. Weak foam bubbled from the top.
Cheers, Minorikawa, to Heaven Publishing's big debut.
He'd cast everything aside and was striving for a new beginning. That's true. Achi's dad is all... No, but Achi's dad, I think his wife died, right? If the man had braced himself for the challenge, it wasn't Minorikawa's place to tell him he was making a mistake. How did he get like he was at the end? Like in the present day, I mean. Kano is the good policeman. Even if it was an uphill battle, he had little chance of winning.
Congrats, Mr. Toyama.
Minorikawa pulled the tab on his beer can.
Cheers.
The two of them clacked their cans together. Kanpai! Let's go. One year? Only a year! Damn! Really? Had passed since Toyama founded Heaven Publishing. Minorikawa poked his head into the editing office. A bag from the convenience store in hand.
Hey, boss, how's business? How does it look like it's doing?
Damn. He wasn't prepared to be a boss. I think he loved being an editor, but I don't think he loved being in charge of publishing. They're very different jobs. Like, being a person in charge of a business and being one in charge of the actual work is two completely different things. And yet, it looked like his passion was for the material itself, was for like really being in there editing the material, putting together the paper, but he's put himself in the position of the business end of things. And that's not where his passion is for the business. His passion is for the paper itself, for journalism. And that probably is what trapped him here, sadly. Is what I'm just theorizing based on this. Ah, Void Dweller. That's way too nice of you. You're way fucking too nice to me. I think he probably should have gotten someone to help him with the business side. It's sad. Toyama sat amidst a veritable mountain of return stock, his expression bleak. Bookstores do not purchase the books they sell, but rather take them on consignment. This allows them to return to the publisher any books they do not sell. The books were all bulky, non-fiction tomes. Not exactly the sort to fly off the shelf. God damn, OBS fucked up again. This might be a short stream just because I'm afraid of OBS fucking up. Seriously, God. I can at least make it to the 2-hour mark. We'll see how long Minorikawa's section here goes on. And see if I can do at least a bit of Kano. Or even Maria. Depending on if it's unlocked. Bulky nonfiction tomes not exactly start to fly off the shelves. Yep. His passion, he is an artist, I would say. And not in terms of art, but like he's in it for the art of it. Clearly. He likes the creation process. He likes that. Yep. Clearly. It's a shame. He was so excited about being in charge. He didn't consider the business aspect to be something completely different from the work he loved. Where is my mouse? There it is. The man couldn't even muster a smile for their reunion.
It's been like this for every non-fiction book we've put out. Wow, starting right off with the bleak stuff, huh? Good thing to break. The only thing that's selling is a gossip rag of ours.
Oh, God. Minorikawa pulled some beer cans from his bag, handing one to Toyama. Toyama lifted an issue of 4-star general gossip from atop his desk. It was Heaven Publishing's one breadwinner, the only thing keeping the company afloat. But the gossip now seemed like it was buried in the rat of the publisher's nonfiction releases.
I really did have higher aspirations than this.
Toyama sighed, gazing in disappointment at the piles of unsold books.
But here we are with our gossip magazine as our only viable publication.
The beleaguered bookseller chugged his beer. Yep, it's exactly like that. Daddy, I'm hungry. Oh, God. Minorika was startled to hear a young child's voice. Yeah, that's right. Oh, my God! Oh, my God! She's there with him! Oh, my God! He's a journalist and not a businessman. And he didn't think that aspect of it through. He was prepared to work hard, but the type of his own type of working hard. He turned around to see a little girl nestled between the stacks of return stock.
That's my daughter, Hana.
Toyama said.
It's complicated, but she's living with me now.
I wonder what happened with the mother. Because the mother took her. We're going to probably find out about that eventually.
Oh, I see.
Minorikawa couldn't press for more detail with Hana right there. In all likelihood, things with Toyama's ex-wife hadn't been going well.
Go on, introduce yourself.
Toyama said.
This is one of Daddy's work friends.
Hana turned to Norikawa with a bright little grin.
Hello? My name's Hana. I'm 6. You want some of this?
Oh, that's Minorikawa.
You want some of this?
Minorikawa held about a pack of dried squid he brought to go with the beers.
Sure.
Well, this has only been a year, Ji-chan, keep in mind. This has only been a year. Oh my god! Like she's drawing little pictures on the computer. Look at her scribbles. No, they just gave her a computer to have fun. She's pretending to help. You know, little kids love to do that. Like, they think they're helping and they, you know, give them busy work. That's fun for them. Oh my god. My son just navigates the iPad like a fucking pro. Like, seriously. He just flies through it. He goes like, whip, with his finger, like, zip, zip, zip. Like, he can barely write, but, like, he's just... It's insane how little kids pick up things. Oh my god.
Sure.
Hana greedily stuffed her cheeks with the squid. Toyama flashed a sheepish grin.
Do you like living with your daddy, Hana?
Minorikawa asked. Exactly, Hala Mirage. Minorikawa asked, giving the girl's hair a gentle ruffle.
Oh my god. Sorry. I've been screeching a lot. There's too many cute babies. Uh-huh. I do. My daddy's amazing. He runs a company.
Toyama let out a tiny involuntary sob at his daughter's ready praise.
I'll keep at it.
Toyama said. He's aged a lot. My god. I just realized he has such a young daughter and look how old he looks. He's aged quite a bit. Toyama said, looking into his daughter's smiling face.
Hana is more important to me than any high aspirations I might have had. I'll keep shoveling out copies of the gossip. And at least make sure she's always got something good to eat.
Daddy, this is really tasty.
Hana held up the pouch of dried squid. Dried squid is tasty. I've had some. It's addictive too. Like, you eat it and say, you know, this is pretty good. I guess I could have a little more. And you eat it and like you don't realize how much of it you're eating. Tears welled into Toyama's eyes. Oh my god, you're right, he does kind of look like Mario. Except like a bald Mario, yeah.
Next time I'll make sure she has some sashimi instead of something like this. Hey, what do you mean something like this?
Minorikawa grumbled.
I'm the one who bought it.
Toyama and his daughter laughed together. It was a heartwarming sight, Minorikawa thought. A father and his girl getting along so well. Toyama might have been a hard-hitting journalist, but when he came home at the end of the day, he was just daddy. It was only natural for the man, as a father, to put his child above anything else.
Oh my god! Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez. After gorging herself on snacks, Hana fell asleep on the sofa, looking well and truly satisfied.
We know he's not dead, Hala Mirage.
You know, Murakawa, Hana's happiness means more to me than my lofty artistic ideals ever could.
Toyama kept his voice low as he regarded his daughter's sleeping face. And from that day forward, Heaven Publishing had shifted its focus to scandal rags, with 4-star general gossip as its pillar. Had that been for good or for ill? Whatever the case, Toyama had abandoned his pride. Minoriko had watched him become more and more of a miserable wretch. That's sad. Okay, back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Oh, jeez. Exactly, Ji-chan, you got me pegged. Minoriko was snapped back into the present as a sheet of pages appeared in front of his face. Here you go, Chiaki said, radiating anxiety.
Right.
Minorikawa gave her copy a close read over, then thrust it back out to her.
What did you even fix?
He asked. Oh, wait, get your mind out of the gutter. Could you please tell me what parts are wrong? She mumbled, hanging her head. That's exactly the kind of thing I would ask to my boss. Like, although I would ask, oh God. OA is misinterpreting a phrase. My dweller, that's all. Like, this is something I would ask my boss exactly. Like, okay, like they always, like, a lot of my bosses sometimes got annoyed when I said this, but like, when they say, like, Collider, do this. And I say, okay, how do you want me to do this? And then, you know, as I did that, like, they would realize I do that over and over, like, when they ask me to do something, and they get annoyed, and it's like, Collider, why can't you? I was like, listen, would you rather I do it wrong? Like, I don't understand why they got annoyed by that. You'd think they would like it, because would you rather I did the wrong thing and just assume shit? Or would you rather I know exactly what you want and get it correct on the first try? I mean, over the various jobs I've worked, Void Dweller. Like, seriously. I don't understand, like, yeah, you're telling me more stuff, but in the end, it's wasting a lot less time than me doing something wrong and you telling me, no, you should have done it this way. Like, seriously. Could you please tell me what parts are wrong? She mumbled, hanging her head.
What are you talking about?
It's just, well, we don't have a lot of time here, so if I figure if I just fix the parts that need fixing. Chiaki trailed off into an indistinct mutter.
Is that always how you go about fixing your copy?
Yes.
Then you're never gonna get any better! If someone tells you it's no good, you rewrite the whole thing from scratch. Just making fiddly tweaks in there is what an amateur does.
Chiaki dipped her head even deeper, cringing at the reprimand. Minorikawa let out a tiny sigh. Well, she still needs to know what's wrong.
Look, what I just told you, that's what Toyama told me when I was first starting out. There were times he had me do dozens of rewrites. At first I thought he was just pushing me around, but after rewriting things over and over, I realized something. There are a whole lot of ways you can write about the same thing.
But, I think they're pressed for time here.
And that's what helped me hone my skills as a writer.
Chiaki raised her head back up. Wow, really?
If you can get that, then stick with it. Write your submission deadline as close as you have to in order to write the best piece you can.
Okay, I can do it. I will do it. Finally, Chiaki's face brightened with a smile.
That's the spirit!
The woman might have talent, but she hadn't realized it yet. She needed to be able to stick to an assignment even when things get tough. If she didn't have that kind of resolve, she'd never make it as a freelancer.
Oh, how touching.
Ozu chimed in, applauding.
I'm almost moved to tears. I admit they'll make a movie of this for sure. See, we had only been acquainted with that sad Sep Toyama. We never knew there was such an upstanding fellow here who was so good at tough love.
Minorikawa shot to his feet and pounded his fist on the desk.
That's about enough for the peanut gallery.
Hold your tongue.
Sagawa snarled. His eyes shone with a vicious gleam.
We're getting sick of waiting here.
Sagawa, you really are a short-tempered guy, aren't you?
Ozu clucked disapprovingly at his underling, then slid a sheet of paper onto Minorikawa's desk.
Nevertheless, I'm afraid we do require a decision, no. If you'll so kindly as to just stamp here, we'll be on our way.
Chiaki stared down at the document. Is this a bond of recognizance? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you write when transferring the debt.
Oh, that's Sagawa.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you write down when transferring the debt.
Sagawa puffed himself up proudly. Minorikawa silently looked over the contract.
If you don't have a stamp, we'll gladly accept a signature as well.
Ozu pointed out.
Face it, pal.
Sagawa added.
If you don't hurry up and sign, we're never gonna stop going after Toyama's daughter.
Minorikawa snatched up a pen. Mr. Mino, you can't do this! Think about what you're doing! Chiaki shouted. If you go through with this, you'll just wind up like Mr. Toyama!
I won't.
Yes, you will!
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Oh wow, he's Kamina!
I'm Minoru Minorikawa, damn it! I'm gonna land so many scoops it'll make your head spin. I am the greatest reporter who ever lived! And I'm gonna pay back this debt and rebuild Heaven Publishing. Ha ha!
But why would you take such a risk? Chiaki sobbed. Minorikawa lowered his voice.
Because I owe him so much. I can't stand by and let these scumbags kill his daughter.
Who's this? Is this Toyama?
Oh!
Oh, that's Sagawa. Before Minorikawa could sign, Sagawa startled him with a sudden exclamation.
Aha!
Oh, she's right there. Looking up, Minorikawa saw what the loan sharks had seen. Little Hana standing by the door.
Get it!
Get her.
On it, boss.
Ozu and Sagawa rushed at the girl.
Run!
Minorikawa shouted. Hana bolted right back out the door, but Ozu managed to snatch her up just as she reached the stairs. Oh, fuckberries.
Let's be on our way, shall we?
Oh no. A vile grin came to Ozu's cruel face as he headed down the stairwell. Kick their asses!
Stop! Let her go!
Kick their asses! Oh no. Minorika rushed after them, trying to grab the girl, but Sagawa drove a punch right into his face. Oh no. Is this a bad end? Oh god.
Ugh.
The pain staggered him. Nevertheless, he managed to press on.
Get your hands off of that girl!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Shut your damn mouth.
Something hard slammed into his chest. His vision went dark. He felt his soul slip from consciousness. Is this the longest bad end ever? Just before he blacked out, he heard Hana's voice. Oh god. I'm sorry, Uncle Minorikawa. I can't believe this is a bad end!
Sorry. No, I'm the one who should apologize.
But before his thoughts got any further, Minorikawa passed out. Are you fucking serious? We got a bad end here. How is that the fucking bad end? Okay, we have to get someone not to bring her to Heaven Publishing. Okay. Hana showed up at the office only to get caught by the moneylenders, and Sagawa drop-kicked Minorikawa into unconsciousness when he tried to save her. It turns out Hana had been at the police station just before this, trying to decide she should tell the police her father had been killed in the explosion. Then someone brought her to Heaven Publishing, which was clearly a mistake. Okay, so it's Kano. Okay, so we have to... Kano, do not bring her to the Heaven Publishing. Okay, it's Kano's side. Okay. Damn, I think we might have to end the stream early. Slightly early, because this ended in a really awkward time. We're here, we're at 16. Do you know when the game ends? I forget, like, I think I heard someone say it was 18 o'clock that it ended. I don't remember, which is like a 6 in the evening, right? That would be. Yeah, it's gotta be Kano. Yeah. Okay, you guys, next time we will pick it right up with Kano and probably go on to the next, that's fine, $40. I was about to end it anyway. Next time, we're gonna go back with Kano and, get him whatever he does to not bring Hana to Heaven Publishing. No, 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 no. Don't fuck with my heart. Oh my god. Wow, that was a really dark one. Okay, you guys, this was exciting. This was super exciting. Yeah, we're definitely gonna save Hana next time. So until then, I will say, so long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.